habeas corpus. I'm like, oh, man, this is bigger than the damn habeas corpus. So I paused it, I screen captured it, and I read it. And I'm like, let me read this shit again. Am I right here? And I'm like, oh, hell, my niggas need to know about this. So I got to write an article about it. When I'm done, I'll post the flyer. I'll post it on my website first. Then I'll post the flyer on my Facebook page. But it'll be on yaffabay.com. I usually do my posts when I post, or I try to do them Saturday mornings or Sunday mornings when most people can be at the computer. But I thought this was important. To me, it's significant to everybody in this country, no matter what their ethnicity is, no matter what they think their nationality is, no matter how they're here, whether they're on a treaty, on a visa, legally or illegally, because this right here, even though they're not really enforcing it yet, get the wrong crazy bastard up in Barack Obama's position. And we are going to be in big trouble here. If they ever make it clear to everybody that we're under martial law, this right here is going to be the biggest problem that everybody here has ever seen. And the reason it's an issue and the reason I'm bringing it up is because, one, most people think that I'm full of shit on semantics. Most people are not clear or aware of what a person is and what a person is not, or even how to get themselves out of being a damn person.
Mhm. Wow.
Lawfully, people are not persons. But most people don't know that. When they see the word person, everybody that is not on this wake-up road believes they fall into this category. And everybody on the other side of the guns and badges and tanks is going to think that everybody falls into this category.
Yeah,
you
like I was
comprehend what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was going to say what I told you earlier. I mean, we don't have a choice but to believe that we're persons because that's what you're taught in your classroom, person, place, or thing. And now is a person, place, or a thing, so you automatically are taught that you are a person. So I can see everybody's going to be jacked up because they believe that they're persons. I mean, I didn't know until today when you told me. So,
everybody's not aware is going to think they're persons. Everybody who's not listening to this is going to think they're persons. The people that I'm talking to right now, I don't care who you are. You better find out the real, get in every dictionary you can get your hands on and define person. Regular dictionaries, law dictionaries, get to the root of this word, person, and get clear on natural person, and find to see what they fail to do. And I almost shouldn't say this because, as soon as we get to saying shit, then they go trying to tighten shit up. They would have really had us by the short hair that they had said no person, man, woman, or child. There'd be no out.
Right.
Actually, they didn't say that. They said no person. So, all of you listening to this episode or this broadcast, find out what a person is and how in the hell you're not one. And be able, because you're going to have to use their stuff against them. Now, if it's martial law, they're not going to hear shit you trying to say, just like in Nazi Germany. When they went after so-called Jews and a whole lot of so-called melanin rich people, my niggas or whatever, they wasn't trying to hear a damn thing you had to say. Let's see your papers. You got your papers? You got your papers? You got your papers? If you didn't have your papers, your gums were talking and all they could hear was wah, 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 wah.
Wow.
So find out what a person is and what one is not. Find a way to make you not one and create some goddamn paperwork about yourself and put some motherfuckers on notice. And not only some motherfuckers, put the right motherfuckers on notice about your lack of personhood.
I think that's very important information, and a lot of us are really late on it because it was done in 2006, and like you said, it's already pretty much put in place. They're not really enforcing it, but when they get ready to enforce it, it's already there. I mean, you don't have to do nothing special. It's already there. So everybody start bitching, you can't do that, and they're like, okay, let us pull up in 2006 what was in place. Because you didn't know it was in place does not mean it wasn't in place.
Ignorance of the law, no excuse.
Yep. Oh, let me do a quick station identification for everybody who came in after the first one and tell you to welcome to Wake the Hell Up Wednesday. You're listening to, well, I haven't said much yet, but you're listening to myself, Empress T, and my sister, Dr. Yaffa Bay, is bringing you information, very important information. And if you tuned in late, I urge you, because the old church word is I beseech you to go back and listen to this broadcast and make sure you get that information, because it's very important information, and that's why we wanted Dr. Yaffa to come on and, break this down. Well, she wanted to come on and break it down for you so that you can have a better understanding of what is actually going on with that, because when I first looked at it, you explained it to me, but if you hadn't explained it to me, I wouldn't know what the hell it was talking about, to be honest with you. Most likely, when it started saying something about the military or whatever, I would have said, oh, they ain't talking about me. But I'm glad you broke it down like that to show that ain't nobody safe from this.
One of the things they did too, sis, not to cut you off, but
go ahead.
At one point they had legislation, and I'm not trying to scare you. I'm making you aware so you can prepare and get clear. Because that's all I can do is get you clear. I can't free you. I ain't free. But I can tell you some things you need to know. One of the things that they did is United States Code, I forget which section, but under the definition, if you typed in USC definitions, unlawful enemy combatant, or USC, USC, and I probably should type it in real quickly here, but I'm pretty sure it's going to come up in Title 18 someplace, most likely, or it could be up under one of the military things. But when they talk about enemy combatants, at one point, an enemy combatant, and I got this also off of the End of America documentary with Ms. Wolf, and I commend her most high for putting this shit out here. But most people aren't going to catch out of it what I caught out of it. At any rate, it said that an unlawful enemy combatant, they changed it from the Department of Defense at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, because at one point, enemy combatants were only basically held in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, under the Department of Defense. They changed that and struck that and put the United States. So now they can hold unlawful enemy combatants anywhere in the United States. And I already told you how CNN brought out that Americans have been classified in a fashion where they can and will be held as enemy combatants if they want to. And again, they complain about Barack Obama, but he hasn't enforced this stuff yet, but who's the fool coming after him won't? Or the fool after that fool?
Right.
Totalitarianism, fascism, and don't disagree. A lot of people that are bringing it out, including people that look like them, are coming up locked up, missing on no-fly lists and, under the watch list and all this other nonsense, getting locked up just because they're trying to tell the people what these control freaks are doing. These Nazi control freaks. So the CIA was nothing more than the German OSS, or the German SS. But anyway, go ahead, sis. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to add that in.
Oh, no, you didn't cut me off. I was done. I was kind of done. I was done with that, but let me go ahead and just tell those who are, if you're not listening via your phone and you want to call in, maybe ask a question, you want to get some clarity on some things that you have heard thus far, now was the time to do it, 646-716-7572, because I don't want to go into any other news until I make sure that whoever's listening, has total clarity or they have questions about it. So if you have questions about what Dr. Yaffa just brought to the table, call in, 646-716-7572. Don't forget you do have to press the number 1 in order for us to know that you want to talk. And let me go ahead and grab area code 773. Area code 773, where you calling from and your first name? I think you're calling from Illinois, but you tell me, where you calling from and your first name, please?
My name is Ronald Williams L. How are you? How's everybody doing over there?
Good. How you doing? Where you calling from?
I'm calling from Sad Town. A lot of
That's
people
what I
don't
know.
understand. A lot of people don't understand that Germany has been ruling over America for a long time. The Harley Davis is a German bike. They just lent it out for monetary practices. As far as martial law, that has been an effect. If our people can't see that the inner cities, called the metropolitan areas, have been erased full of our people and placed in other parts, and some of them placed for good in other parts, this has been an ongoing thing. Stand your ground's law has been happening more and more. After Obama gets out of office, it's just going to, stuff is going to hit the ground. Hitler died in Arizona, and not when everybody was programmed to think it was. And as far as John F. K., when he turned those ships around, he was being paid back right there because Schwarzenegger automatically came and he was on design to marry into the family. So we are stuck in a lot of programming which allows us to be unconscious. But I'm moving forward that a lot of people wake up because, like I said, Harley Davis was a German bike, and it was on loan for a long time. If a lot of people think the U.S. won the war against Germany, they are sadly mistaken.
Yes, that's right.
I'm going to get out of that one. So y'all have a good one, and I'll talk to you later, Yaffa. Peace.
Thank you for sharing, Harambe. We'll talk when we talk. Let me add this to what he just said before you bring in the next caller, sis. Remember I said that no protocol could be brought up because of the Military Commissions Act? Well, there's something called the Convention Against Torture and Other Cruel, Inhumane, and Degrading Treatment or Punishment. And it's covered in Title 18 of the United States Code. But do you know, under George Bush Jr., they were able to make it so that anybody held by the United States, I mean anybody, whether you're a so-called U.S. citizen, alien, foreigner, here on a visa, traveling through, anybody in this country can be tortured and tormented, and you cannot, like I just said, even bring up this convention because it's one of them protocols that you can miss me with it. They ain't trying to hear it.
Right.
I just want to say in case people don't know. And these people that are Nazis and crazy and psychopaths and sociopaths, torturing and tormenting people is a good time for them. That's an orgasm. They get off on that. They think it's fun and funny. These Nazis in Europe right now, sitting up in the crown in the Windsor Castle. They are going through trials even as we speak. And Kevin Annett, I have to give him much kudos and props in Canada. Another so-called white guy bringing this stuff out, brought out how they have a tendency to get together and hunt little children, boys and girls.
Wow.
They gather them up, they hunt them down like animals. And they have people from high office in Canada, the United States, the UK, and the Windsor Castle. Get off me. And different things like that. And they hunt these children down. They rape them, they sodomize them, they torment them, they torture them, and the boys, the males, they hold their phalluses or penises as trophies.
Wow.
And there are witnesses coming forward testifying about this stuff. Now, is anything going to be done about it? Who even knows? Because most people either, one, don't know about it, two, don't care about it, or three, don't believe it when they hear it. Oh, they're not doing that. These people always are doing this. All my listeners know about it. I'm just saying. Because they get off on cruel and unusual punishment, torment, and torture. That is fun for them. These crazy Nazis and psychopathic psychopaths are the same people that were making lamps and gloves out of human skin. Yes. Skinning people alive without even so much as a damn anesthesia. I mean, these are people that are real crazy, and there are a lot of them in D.C., high up in D.C. Somebody better ask somebody. But bring in the next caller. I just want to throw that in. My bad. Hi.
Oh, that's still a brother. He was still on. I didn't get him peace yet. I didn't get him Harambe yet, so I didn't want to.
I thought it was
still
helpful.
here.
Let me put something.
You can just hit mute on your